Welcome back, boys and girls, to the channel, and we're in these two versus Warmus, turn 5. And on the turn summary, you can see we had a very good turn with 20,000 losses, only 200 artillery and tanks, and nearly 300 airplanes. Well, I guess that's a lot. And we increased our forces on the map, which is natural early in the campaign. Got a lot of reinforcements. Got a lot of artillery, 4,000. Lost a couple of tanks and increased a little bit of airplanes. Interesting here is that somehow we got northern front faltering, and that's even with our forces theater box being above 100%. It's below a little bit below 100 now because I pulled some forces out and sent up others exchanging. So I'm a bit confused about that. I didn't know that. I guess there's a bit of randomness, and maybe I was at 99. And just gonna try to show you some. See, our manpower loss has gone down substantially since the pocket 78 and 16,000 here now. On the map, we increased, what is it, 300,000 troops, we got more guns, lost a couple of tanks, and we're slowly increasing our air force. So our ground forces are doing good. So what happened this turn 5? You can see the Germans are slowly crawling up towards Tallinn. And I think they only have infantry and no mechanized forces because they're moving so slowly. In Tallinn we have an escaped 23rd Tank Division, still routed with 200 tanks that got out from Ventspils up here, but it didn't rout. Outside we have a bad leader 3.0 that's gonna take the place of the Tank Division. I couldn't run him out there, I didn't want to. I'm hoping he'll rally next turn. And I don't know if an army headquarters on ships, if they provide leadership or not for him to rally. So we kind of emptied out the Pskov pocket here, or bulge. And we have a couple of cavalry divisions, keeping the infantry kind of in zone of control here. That's coming up here now. This is a very strong 15th Infantry Division. I found the 1st Infantry Division, or 6th. Here it is, 1st Infantry Division. It's only 8-8, and I think it's like one of the strongest divisions, infantry divisions in the German army. So I don't know if he's been marching quickly. Anyways, this turn I built up 4 forts on the outskirts of Leningrad, on the western approaches. Sure, you don't need to fight through these forts to cut off by going on an easterly route. And that's what I'm most scared of. Who isn't? I mean, that you don't want Leningrad to get cut off. But anyways, if they try to push directly for Leningrad, it might buy me a turn or even 2 to build up the forts slowly here inside in the city hexes. So that's I thought it was worth it. And I also got another fort here in a heavy woods, continuing our Novgorod fortification line. And I managed to recapture 2 provinces here, setting up something of a defensive, not even a skirmish line, but a little bit of a defensive line with a couple of secondary lines heading up here towards Novgorod. Is he pulling out his mechanized forces here? Because he made his snake up here with a lot of mechanized forces. Are they still here hiding? Let's see what happened with... I did some bombing attacks here, very expensive. You remember that 300 planes I lost? Yeah, a lot of them was here. SB-2 bombers mostly. And I think MiG, see, we lost like 60 airplanes here. And I think these are MiGs that we lost. Air losses. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. So not even MiGs are very good. I suppose my older fighters weren't in range to, so what do you call it, escort. So I suffered a lot of Leningrad losses. I managed to get air supply inside Velikiluki, which is now surrounded. And they're still surrounded by red. I need to check this out. I don't think they should be isolated anymore, because since I managed to get supply into an airbase. But I'm not sure what this... I haven't checked the manual yet. If you know, please let me know in the comments, or I'll write it there and I'll check it out. And we're a bit low on supplies and certain... And even though we have plenty of received stored freight inside Velikiluki. I don't know how I feel about it. It's only like 18,000 troops since there are 3 militia divisions. I'm not going to try to liberate them unless he gives me a very good opportunity to. How do I feel about... I feel safer up here in the north than I do here, because I can see a couple of mechanized divisions here, but this one has red fuel, this one has a green fuel. I don't know if he's going to be able to pocket. I have a little bit of a second line here, but obviously I'm weaker almost everywhere. I decided I don't think I'm reinforcing this section of the front since I lost the town here. And around Smolensk we managed to perform a successful counterattack. First, apparently we did a lot of bombing and lost 30 fighters. Oh my god. Wait. Oh wait, okay, so this was... Right. Oh, this is the combat. This is the ground combat. So we lost 3.3 thousand and they lost 500. I'm willing to take 6-1 odds in losses. 74 tanks as well. I didn't attack with tank division, but it was reserve activated. And anyway, I managed to make him retreat with 5-1 odds. So what's it? Which division is this? It got pushed back 1x. And of course I want to successfully counterattack whenever I can. It costs a bit of fatigue and manpower, but it gave me another turn of reinforcing Smolensk fort. It's stuck at 3.10%. I think that's just a coincidence, and because urban terrain should be maxed out at 4. Fort level 4 and 10%, right? So I figured these 3 divisions inside Smolensk are going to fortify one more turn undisturbed. Otherwise it's lowered to 1/5, so they would only construction, what's it called again? They would only use their 1/5 of the construction value if I hadn't pushed this unit back. So that was part of the reasoning. But also I wanted to, give him a bloody nose. Obviously the Smolensk line is it is the strongest section of the front because it's very deep, but since I don't have any scouting information, I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of push in, but I'm certainly hoping he can't surround and encircle and pocket this entire section. And in the center down towards Bryansk, yeah, there's a few holes in the line, and some of the frontal positions are held by tank mechanized forces, but we do have bad terrain and a couple of hexes of friendly control territory as a buffer before they can hit this part of the line. I'm more worried about Bryansk itself. I did a couple of changes, dispositions, kind of stretch myself out a bit because I'm scared of him using the weaker portions of the front line and kind of pushing in. And I can't see the fuel position, but I'm certainly hoping that his spearheads are running far away from their supply heads and are low on fuel and can't make great breakthroughs. And from Orel onwards into a bend all the way down here to Chernigov past Sumy. I'm not going to show you, but it is a weak skirmish line. I did manage to get a couple of proper divisions railed out from Chernigov up here. I reinforced with 2 very weak mechanized divisions. Well, they actually have no vehicles at all, but this mechanized division has 138 tanks. A couple of cavalry divisions, They obviously need to take on supplies, so they're just going to sit still here on the railways. And as you can see, it kind of shaping up to be a weak kind of cauldron. Like these are high mobility divisions. So since he's gonna be numerically outnumbered, if he gets careless, maybe I can kind of skirm. You see these two black hexes here, darker hexes? I did go up here and scout, and I found another unit, and I couldn't push through. So I'm kind of gonna swamp him with mobile divisions and perform some sort of skirmish line here. Because obviously he's gonna be able to go wherever he wants, but I just don't know where he's gonna go. So I don't feel... Okay, and also I have a couple of neutral, or actually friendly, hexes before he actually reaches my own troops. But I don't know. I'm just gonna have to hope for the best here. Let's see what he does. The initiative is on him. And I plan on evacuating Chernigov, and for that purpose I'm just gonna leave a security regiment behind and pull out this division here. I got 2 new divisions into Belgorod and built a supply depot here, and I have ordered I think 2 more divisions into Kharkov to start fortifying these 2 towns properly for next turn. And in the Kiev to Dnipropetrovsk, let's call it the Dnieper front line, it's very stretched. And if you follow this series, you know that I did a series of counterattacks outside south of Kiev last turn 4, and that exhausted a lot of my infantry and also really exhausted my mechanized forces. And then they fell back over the Dnieper, and now they're falling back. I even railed out a couple of my super tired, 47, that's nothing. They're 60, 70, 80 tired, fatigue. So I have this thin skirmish line sitting on the river. We have a little bit of a small infantry division here in the town of, what's it called again? Cherkasy. And I scouted with airplanes a couple of units here. Are they gonna be able to cross here? Are they gonna cut something off? Am I gonna be able to counterattack and cut him off? I don't know. This is a fluid situation here. It's a race towards the end of the sack of the bag with these twin cities down here. And I do have, I think, 2 mechanized and at least 3 infantry divisions reinforcing in this area. So I'm gonna try to solidify this part of the river line, and with whatever is coming from the west towards the east, I'm gonna try to plug the gap here south of Poltava. Yeah. So I'm mostly worried of him making a crossing in this area up here. It's just a headquarters under this anti-tank brigade, so it's quite weakly held. And then Odessa got an army headquarters with a very bad leader, but at least it's an army in place inside the city fortress. We have 1, 2, 3 new infantry divisions taking position along the river here. And I also, this wasn't on my own doing, but 2 cavalry divisions popped up here outside the Nikolaev, so I just put them inside the town. I don't know what's up here, if we have any German mechanized forces that are powerful and has a lot of movement factors, or if we're talking Romanian kind of slow-moving small cavalry scouting units. So I'm a little bit scared of a southward power push and, cutting off some of my mechanized core forces over here. And of course I'm trying to build as much fortifications on the entrance to the Kerch Peninsula as possible. Just a newly deployed weak cavalry unit here on the river line. And I deployed, I don't know, up towards 15 or so infantry divisions on the map this turn. So I hope we're gonna see a substantial jump in forces. I guess I'm aiming for hopefully over 3 million men soonish. Got a lot of guns. I have about 2,000 more sitting in the reserves. Not that many tanks in the reserves. What is it, 2,000 or something? But I managed a couple of more hundred of our airplanes. So all in all, this turn looks good. But of course, for every turn, the German infantry gets closer and closer, and I don't know where his heaviest pushes are going to be exactly. Is he going to smash through at Smolensk, or is he trying to turn that Smolensk hedgehog and try to go south? We'll see. We'll see. And of course, I'm planning on falling back from Kiev and Chernigov and kind of shoring up the line along Sumy, Poltava, Dnipropetrovsk to shorten the line and protect myself. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or prayers for the Soviet army in July 1941. I'm having fun playing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.